Now then, it is the Ted Hanky podcast. There hasn't been an episode for a while because I've been proper busy and that, but this is a new episode for your lugs, for your eyes, for your lass. Just show it to your lass really, because it is technically an OnlyFans for free. So well done me. But yeah, tune in the show. It's going to be a cracker. Give it a like, give it a share, give the channel a follow on the YouTubes. We want to get it over to a certain threshold of followers so I can make enough money to never have to make these episodes again. So help me succeed. Come on, let's get on to the show. Mala!
Well, hi, Ted, you're all right?
Been a while, hasn't it?
Hello, podcasters.
He's back.
All right, Teddy. I tell you now, Ted,
Yep.
right? You know when you said you need to follow on that, didn't he? And
Yeah.
he said, because, like, they're getting them for free. Is
Yeah.
that the 3 people that subscribe? Or are you talking about, like, some other 3
We've
people?
got 5 subscribers now, Mala. We're gradually growing.
Well, right.
We're growing like a gentle rub of a foreskin.
What if you're circumcised, though?
Well, then you'll just be rubbing straight bell. And I often find, sometimes, you know, when you pop it back in your underpants, right, and it's pulled all the way back, and it rubs against your underpants. It's a bit uncomfortable to begin with, but you get used to it and you think, oh.
I often thought about that, like, them Jewish lads and that. Lads, if there's any Jewish lads out there, right, or lasses, because, you know, you can be anything nowadays, can't you? You're allowed to be.
Or if you've had problems with the foreskin length and you've had to have it removed for medical reasons, not religious.
Yeah, when you've had your snoot took off. Does it hurt? Like, because I'd be worried, me. I like its little protective castle. He, like, gets in there, he's dead happy, do you know what I mean? He's out of the way.
Yeah.
It's a bit like a tortoise shell. You know, when he gets scared, he just goes back in.
It's like, it's like putting on a nice beanie in the bad weather.
It's just,
You know what I mean?
it's just
But,
nice.
You know, some of these people will have had it snipped off when they were babies as part of a...
Who's doing that, the babies?
Well, mate,
That's a bit Jimmy Savile, that, isn't it?
Hollywood collect them. I'm sure some people in Hollywood have foreskin earrings from children.
You're wrong, Hollywood. Unless you're giving him a part, then you're right, aren't you? 'Cause, do you know what I mean?
I could be the foreskin collector. New Jason Statham film, The Foreskin Collector. He just turns around and goes, all right, I'm here to collect some foreskins.
That was what our Julie was known as at college. The foreskin collector.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Just because she used to suck them off.
She used to collect them in the fillings. God, yeah. Anyway, what have you been up to, Mala? I've not caught up with you for weeks.
Well, I've only been on the graft, haven't I?
Have you been working?
away. Listen, right, people of the world, right, I have seen the future. You know, like, some people have been talking about there's stuff happening underneath pyramids, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Right? There's stuff happening underneath pyramids. There's, like, Elon Musk has got this line of satellites, hasn't he? I've seen him up in the sky, right? And they're doing mad stuff.
Starlink.
Well, even, wasn't he like a Russian lad?
Yeah.
No, he was. Right, even before that, right? I bet you didn't know that here in England, where it all is, where it starts, we've only been getting up to some madness as well.
What have we been doing?
I have seen the future.
Is this top secret information, Mala?
Well, I don't know, but let me tell you, I was grafting, Ted, right, in this futuristic place.
Where?
It was called Northampton.
Northampton?
Northampton.
Yeah, it's Northampton, mate. It's not futuristic.
Yeah, well, I think you're wrong, right? Because they have robot lads.
What?
Like, we are Teesside, we are proud, aren't we, Ted? Everyone knows it. But I'm telling you now, Northampton have robot lads cutting around for him.
What doing?
Right, I got up in the morning about 4:30 one day because I wanted to go and have a look to make sure the milkman had delivered the milk.
You were stealing milk.
And I call it a milk audit. Do you know what I mean? Keep them on the toes, these milkmen. They don't know what's going. 1 minute after delivered, Mala turns up in your town. So what, you're missing some eggs and some orange juice and a couple of semi-skimmed?
Well, it's ever since nursery when you were the milk monitor, you had them responsibilities and you've kept it going into your adult life.
Well, that's why I was part of the milk mafia when I was a 3-year-old. Do you know what I mean? I used to make sure that the right kids got the right milk, and those that didn't play ball, I mean literally play ball, like we didn't give them milk.
Right.
Yeah, it's class.
Tell me about the robots.
Right, anyway, and milk's good for your teeth, and you always got lots of it, didn't you, Ted? Loads of it. be fair, you did numb that milk down.
Well, your Julie was still producing well into her 30s. So.
I've heard that. Anyway, Northampton, right, there's robot lads cutting about, so I got up to check the milk, right, as you do, at 4:30 in the morning, and I was running round, as I do, because everyone knows Mal is a mad runner, don't they? Mad for it, keeping up my energy, you know, I'm going to be in the old bloke Olympics, right? So I was running round Northampton, and there was robot lads cutting around, Ted.
What do they look like?
Right, they were like a little, like 4 like wheels, like a little cart, like a little buggy with like an aerial coming up, and they were just like driving round in the middle of the night, right, round all this estate where I was, and they were going to this co-op place. It was like an Illuminati meeting. There was 120 of them, and I know because I did some research afterwards. Right, and I stopped and I was looking at this thing, and I was like, has aliens landed here?
Yeah.
And then I thought, hang on, are these trying to nick me milk? So I was furious, and the little robot went, excuse me.
What it's for?
Class, man, class. And it went, thank you, as it went past. And I followed it back to its meeting place, right? And all them lads were all gathered round the co-op. And then this buxom wench come out, and she was filling them all up with like bit of bread, bit of all sorts in there. And what it is
that
right,
what you feed them?
Apparently so. They stick them all inside the top.
Like a flux capacitor.
It is. And then a bit of old banana. Yeah. And then they go away again, right? And then they bugger off. And I followed one to someone's house, right? And then this bird come out in the dressing ground, and that was all right, actually. Right, I thought it was going to be like, you know, tales of a window cleaner, but she just told me to fuck off.
Yeah.
But she come out, and I went, well, what you doing? Stop nicking that lad's food. And she went, no, this lad's delivering it for me.
So the robots deliver the food?
The robot slaves are getting grafting in, aren't they?
I'm sure they don't just have a little man inside of them. You know, when he just...
I didn't see one. Like, possibly a little billock lad, I don't know.
Yeah.
We've got to find some use for billock people, so why not?
Undernourished billock people could get jobs. I mean, they get all the time in the Billingham and pantomimes.
Absolutely. But this is the thing, right? I thought, went back to their meeting place, this co-op, right? This place that looked like a bit like an Illuminati tent.
Was it a co-op or was it a coop?
Yeah, that's a great... Ted, I'm going to have to look.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right, I went back there and I spoke to him and I said, hey, what's going on with these robot lads cutting around doing all this? And they told me it's some delivery, and apparently we're backwards because it happens everywhere. But I said we would definitely be nicking that.
Oh, if that's the case up here, there'll be little bastards riding around on them. Someone will be nicking them on and letting them walk the dog for them. Tie the dog to that, it'll take it on the block for you.
They'd be giving them good names, wouldn't they?
Yeah. This is me fucking robot, Bobo.
And they'd be taking them round, wouldn't they? And they'd be like, here, going for walking them in Redcar and stuff, you know, like a dog. Here, all the offshore lads here, I've upgraded. Yeah, you wouldn't want one of your onshore dogs. Look at me offshore dog, and it's like one of them little robots.
Do you know what they'd probably do around here as well is they'd probably utilise the service of filling them up, right? But they'd fill them up with all of the meat and all of the alcohol and all the fags they've nicked from like the Asdas and stuff like that, and they just send them into all the pubs.
Mate, it's like an armoured tank though, Ted.
Yeah.
So like,
doing
probably be good.
Drop-offs. Drop-offs. Hey, mate, like that. Hey, mate. You couldn't do us 3 for 100, could you? I can't, pal, you know what I mean? I'm a bit busy. I tell you what, I'll send the robot.
I'll send the robot lad round.
Yeah.
Yeah, class. No, Ted, that's a really good business venture.
It is, isn't it?
And it's smart because apparently they're locked, and like you get a code through the app to open it when it gets to your house. Yeah. So the police turns up and the police are like, hey, what's in there? And you're like, no, my sausages, but I'm not going to open it right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay here, so you're going to have to watch. That's class, that.
Show me a warrant to open up the robot.
And you could use drones to deliver like individual packets of drugs.
But then, what if like the blackbirds got hold of it? Not like that. Not
racist
them. Not them. I mean, like spanners and birds and.
Oh right, yeah.
You know, like they're flying around with a gram in its beak. You could train pigeons.
Oh, imagine it'd be off its head.
I mean, it's probably been done in Redcar, if I'm honest. I reckon a couple of pigeon lofts in Redcar, they'll have trained some big fat pigeons to do drop-offs of like... A pigeon could easily carry an 8-ball.
A pigeon is the criminal of the bird world in reality, isn't it?
So?
I mean, yeah, it's cutting around the town centre.
I don't know. I think it's a crow.
No, it's cutting around... No, they're a proper hard lad, the crow. The pigeon, it's cutting around the town centre. It's causing havoc with shoppers and that. Here, you know. They're like randomly picking up fags off the floor. I've seen them do that. I've bought them a couple of times.
Love a pasty as well.
You know, when there's a good half a fag on the floor and no one's having it, and I'm thinking I'm having that, and then a pigeon gets it, and then it's on. Do you know what I mean? They walk around with the top off, with the chest out.
Yeah.
They're the proper chavs of the bird world.
I always seem to get chased off one with a gammy foot.
Well, you're gammy foot now.
No, there's a pigeon always lands near me. It has a proper gammy foot. And I'm like, oh, it's awful, that one.
Is that a wood pigeon, though?
I think so, yeah.
Because you live in quite an affluent... you live in quite an affluent area, don't you?
I do.
So, like, you wouldn't have common pigeons. A wood pigeon's like an offshore lad. You know, he used to be a bit chappy. Now, he's got a bit of money. He's moved out of the woods. Do you know what I mean? He's looking after himself. He a bit different as well. He does like a cow. Yeah. Cool. No, that's a great business idea, that. What if we keep an eye out, right, in case a batch of these robots, they don't work in the supermarket, and we'll go, hey, I would take them off your hands, and then we'll sell them to a couple of the wrong ones we know as well, and we'll say, here, do your drug dealing or whatever it is you're selling. From these, we want a 20% cut. Well, and they could go in the sewers, and so the police couldn't track them. That'd be class. And NASA could probably reprogram them. I'll just go back to Northampton and nick some of them co-op ones.
And when Mala says NASA, he doesn't mean the space organisation. He means our mate who owns NASA's space station on Westbury Street.
However, they both can send you to space, can they?
Yeah.
With
He's got some very special herbs.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's interesting, that, Mally. Yeah. I'm probably gonna invest in one of them.
They're good, aren't they?
Class, loads of fun.
Yeah, we are Teesside. We are proud bringing you robot drop-offs.
Drop-offs, yeah. Call it something like Whiff away or something like that.
That sounds like something.
That sounds like something you'd pour down a urinal.
Or sweaty birds cutting the knickers.
Yeah. Speaking of knickers,
yes, Ted.
Nice transition here. Thomas Tuchel, he likes knickers apparently. I don't know, it was a shit transition that, but we've got a New England manager. If you've not seen as well,
I'm full Irish, me, Ted. I'm not asked. Crap.
He's a German.
Is he?
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny about him though? He's only got one big. He's got one big ear.
I thought you were going to say one ball then. I was about to say it. Oh yeah, come on, let it go.
Has only got one lug.
Is he?
Yeah. The other was that by a slug. I think I'm working on a song.
Which one is it?
He's got one big ear, like one ear sticks out like that, and the other one is tucked. So I think he's always listening with this one, opposition. The dugout, the opposition's dugout, is always on the good ear side.
Well, are you right? Why doesn't he get a bit of pinoplasty done? Where they stick the ear back?
I don't know, maybe he's had it done, but maybe one popped back.
Maybe one just went rogue, man. I'm not having it. Because football managers have loads of money, and then there's that wrong lad with his teeth all over the shop as well.
Who's that? Suarez?
Cooper, whoever he's called.
Steve Cooper, yeah. No, but... I don't know if you've seen, he announced his first England squad the other week, and he's been called Jordan Henderson.
Good, solid call, that, like.
What I mean?
Solid call. Everyone needs someone shit in the midfield, right, to blame everything if it goes wrong.
That's a good point, yeah.
So you're going to bring Henderson about, aren't you? And I think I saw this, and didn't he put that, 11-foot Dan Burn at left back?
Yes, he did, yes.
Well,
yes.
That's a wrong choice, isn't it?
It's
because
going to be
there's a couple of reasons there. One, he's massive, and two, he's a Geordie.
Yeah,
and he's about 50. I think I'm younger than him.
I think he's 32 or 33, yeah.
Oh, I am younger than Ted.
I watched a little clip of him and he was doing a team talk as well, and then at the end of it he just went, "Class dismissed!"
Did he?
Yeah. And he just marched off.
I have noticed, right, he's a bit nuncy because he's got loads of kids, hasn't he?
Has he?
There's loads of nippers in that squad. He's brought some youth in, hasn't he? That.
I thought you meant he had kids you've been banging around.
Probably not with that one ear.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Maybe he was always in trouble at school.
And come here. Well, aye.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought I'd mention him anyway, because we do like to keep some football content in for the football viewers.
Right. And I'm going to put some more football comment in if you want, Ted.
Is it going to be
I got really excited the other day because it said on the telly it was Chelsea versus Manchester City, and it was live on BBC One.
Right.
So, I got myself there. I thought, well, I got a couple of appetizers because I don't drink, Ted, right? And and Genghis was there, and we ready, and we put it on, and we ate Chelsea, and so we wanted to see a scrap. and it was only the birds playing, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that's nothing wrong with that, Mala.
Well, I'm telling you now, right? Say it's Man City women then, and I'd have prepared the wanker material rather than having Genghis with me and having, appetizer. And he's mad for the Guinness Genghis, so he had a crate.
Was he proper smashed on the Guinness watching the lasses football?
He was proper into it, man. He was beginning, he was just giving out a bit, but then he got proper into it.
Good lad.
But there is some tight little asses in there.
Mala, stop right. Please don't complain about this podcast being misogynistic. Mala, he's a very randy man.
Listen, right, we're all different in this world. I love everybody. I'm not saying they're better at football than me, but they have tight asses, right? And I like that. There's no wrong with that. All right, we're allowed to do that, Ted.
I've got incredibly big quads, so my shorts make my arse tight. Do you like me in my shorts?
Not really, because it's not really for me. But right, when the lasses, right, when you watch that, what's that one where all them Doyles on a morning sit round, all them knackers, and they're like, men are bastards. What's it called? The viewer.
Loose slags.
Loose slags, right? Yeah. Right there, like a man comes on, they're like, and here's Jordan, and he's modelling, and they're all like, I'd smash him all over. Look at the arse, look at the traps on him, woo! Right, and that's fine for daytime telly.
Hang on, isn't it? There. Do lasses really say, look at the traps on him?
I don't know.
Because, I don't get any trap compliments. And I put traps out everywhere.
They all get
right,
to do that. That's daytime television. So why can't we, on a podcast that's only watched by 200 odd people, in fairness,
it's
Ted,
a good point. It's a good point.
Why can't I just say they have some good asses?
Daytime television. A gaggle of slags. They're all on there. They're all on there, berating men, ogling them. Yeah, we do it on a little podcast. We get a comment of Susan54 on the YouTube comment. Fuck off, Susan, we like lasses.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Susan. I shouldn't have, I did bang her and never called her again.
Was that you?
That was me. Well,
Is it Susan Doyle?
Well, she 50 points. She has 50 points traps.
Flaps. No, it's a good point, yeah. If we're talking about TV shows, right, remember when we were saying the other day about, hang on, that person's not right to be presenting that show, and I've seen an influx of people ever since Dion Dublin started presenting Homes Under the Hammer. I started questioning the credibility of what fucking qualifications do these people have to present on these shows.
Dion Dublin was the trailblazer, wasn't he? He was the lad that set out, and you're allowed the odd outlier, aren't you? So Dion Dublin should be allowed to stay in that genre.
I think he got it because he's got a big tail.
How does that have to do with property?
The executive producer, wants his big tail.
I thought you were going to say, because that's how they measure in the rooms nowadays. I can swing a massive cock in here.
He goes, this work surface here is a great piece of work surface. It's actually, it's actually 3 Dion Dublins in length. That's what I do.
Circumcised or uncircumcised?
I don't know about Dion.
I reckon
he's got a bit of a tip.
Well, girls, if anyone knows if Dion Dublin's got a snood on or not, let us know in the comments. Love hood, yeah. No, that's cracking. It's a really good point, that's it.
I'm going to make another example, though, and it's more recent, right? Me and the little lad, we were watching Britain's Got Talent the other day, and Simon Cowell couldn't be there, so they brought a guest judge on, fucking KSI. He sounds like a shit fucking cop detective show. KSI. Have you seen him? That YouTuber. He's a Doyle.
Is it
what talent does he have? How can he bear judgment on talent?
Is it the lad that got ran in and got knacked in the Royal Rumble when I was watching it with Little Mala? Is that the same lad?
Yeah. He's dabbled in boxing, he's dabbled in energy drinks, he's dabbled in music. He needs to make his fucking mind up because he's got no talent.
Well, this is it, right? Here, people, right? This is what I'm talking about, and you're right? It's things like pottery with Ant Middleton. Do you know, like, it's SAS Warrior and fair play, like, here, don't come to me house and look for us, and I know you're an hard lad, I'm not knocking you, but I am knocking your pottery skills, all right.
Has he
right?
been
And
presenting that?
I don't want to hear, like, how you make the crossover, like, when they're going, and it's a lovely pot. Yeah, it's beautiful. Look at the glassware. Last time I saw that was when I was in the Tora Bora caves in Afghanistan. You know, working behind the lines with the SAS. Yeah, we know about it's a pottery show. Just talk about pottery.
Does he walk around like the aisles of like the contestants, like hands behind his back, going, "You're going to be facing some extreme temperatures with these kilns."
That's exactly it. Right, and there was that lad, right, off fantasy football, you know, Badil.
Yeah.
Right, not Skinner, the other one. Yeah,
David
it is
Baddiel,
Badil.
yeah.
David Badil. And this other lad, who looked exactly like David Badil, but he had a different name. And it was like...
David Baddiel.
David Badil. And it was like, cycling the Dordogne with David Badil and this other lad. And like, we'll show you what the Dordogne means to us. They're just two lads having a bike on holiday. And then they're stopping and going, it's a French. Oh, the French have beautiful wine. Oh, the cheeses are beautiful. How stereotypical do you want to be?
Yeah.
And why are we paying for that? Because it's on the BBC.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Why do I want to see the lad from fantasy football cycling round the Dordogne?
You're right, and it's like quiz shows as well. They just throw anyone into quiz show host. I've seen one with Alfie Moon off EastEnders hosted one before.
Class.
That didn't last long. The only good ones who can present quiz shows for me are comedians like who's your man off Not Going Out or whatever it is. Lee.
Lee Mack.
Lee Mack.
Yeah.
Lee Mack presents that the 100% Club or the 1% Club.
He's all right.
He's fucking class on it because
he's all right.
he's not sticking to script and he's improvising. He's naturally funny and witty. But when you put these bell whiffs, like, you see like people who pick, like, don't get me started on that big daft Brummy lass who was on Big Brother, who now presents on everything. Alison Hammond, all right, welcome to this morning. I'm going to talk to you now about you. I'm going to eat some carrots. Fuck off!
He means it.
Why are they getting jobs like that and I can't?
Well, Ted, right, it's going to get harder because you've got them two lads off like Coronation Street or Emmerdale, the twin brothers. They do one now. They're co-host one, like Ant and Dec, but they're not, right? And it's like Nepo babies are here. So, like, the lads...
Well, they're like babies with big nipples.
The Nepo babies are here, right? What this is, you know, like the lads who are like comedians, like, and they made it, and like Bradley Walsh makes it, right, as a comedian. Bradley Walsh gets a job like presenting on a TV show.
Yeah.
Then Bradley Walsh's son, who isn't a comedian and has never done now, all of a sudden he's now a TV presenter.
He's presenting
and
Gladiators.
he's presenting stuff. Do you know what I mean? And they're like, and then they've done it with a Kemp did it as well.
Yeah.
And then
he's all right though, Rowan
Tarrant
Kemp.
did it.
He does a good radio show.
They have to go through.
Yeah.
They have to go through the things. It's not fair. You can't just be like, our nipper's going to take over me. It's not like you run your own private garage and there's the keys when I retire, right? There's lads and lasses that are never going to get the chances that are comedians to come and do that because you've given it to your kid. Do you know what I mean? Based on what, Ted? Based on what?
Yeah, but I just don't get it, Mala. I mean, line them up properly. Like, you could have celebrity dentistry with Rob Beckett. You know, that'd make sense.
That would work.
Yeah?
Well, that'd work.
Ventriloquist of the Year Awards with Jimmy Carr because he looks like a ventriloquist
Well,
doll.
of course you could.
You know, stuff like that.
But you won't, Ted, because what they'll do is they'll look for a vehicle. Let's have a vehicle for this star that we're going to invest in. And to be honest, it's because they all have BBC contracts and they need to have something to do to fulfil the contract. So they just put them
Bradley
in shows.
Walsh is on everything, isn't he?
They just put them on shows.
Don't get me started on who's that Ant and Dec Philip Schofield hybrid? What's he called? Who does fucking Stephen Mulhern?
I like him. He's
Get
class.
away.
I like Mulhern.
He's got a head the size of Berwick.
He's quite an endearing personality, I think. I quite like Mulhern, me.
Yeah, my name's Steve Mulhern, and now we're going to go annoy some people in the street. Fuck off, Mulhern!
No, so he doesn't ever do that in Borough. Because there'd be some headlocks getting pulled out.
You need a big grasp to get his head under there. I'm telling you, a massive nap for him. Sniper's dream.
It is. It's true.
It's a Bob Mortimer Vic Reeves quote that I've stole that, but it does my head. I mean, what other ones are out there that are really annoying?
I tell you what's really annoying. The fact got Katie Price has got 55 TV shows on the go at all the same
keeps
time.
giving her deals.
It's like bankrupt with Katie Price, having 17 kids with Katie Price, having my lips done with Katie Price.
Having one kid who's got learning difficulties, who's blind with Katie Price. And they're making a full TV show about that poor lad.
Absolutely.
And then she turns up with an entirely new face every show. Teeth that are way too big for her head.
Who wants to see this though? Who in the TV department is getting piped off Katie Price so much that she keeps on getting these shows?
If you look at them Nashes on her now.
Oh, well, aye.
I mean, it's not right. She's been filled up more times than me nana's kettle.
Listen, this woman has been trailblazing for 20 years in TV, She has had, and you can look this up, 55 TV shows.
Crazy.
55, Ted, 55.
I mean, Katie, if you're watching, you're very welcome to come onto the show and defend yourself, right? But we just don't understand what the interest is in people. Tell us your secret.
Or at least,
why are you always on TV?
Or at least show us your tits again. Because I used to like that when it was back in the day when she was Jordan.
That was back in the day.
And it would be a good tribute to Eddie Jordan, who's just passed away.
That's a good
for her to put herself over a McLaren race car and get the webs out.
Well, you used to always buy Nuts magazine, didn't you? And she was always on the front of Nuts magazine, or Zoo.
Zoo. Zoo.
FHM.
Zoo, well, aye. Class. FH. No, Zoo and Nuts were like the cheap. FHM was like if you had a bit of coin.
Yeah.
You had FHM. And if you thought, like, if you went to university, you got Esquire.
Yeah, you did, I used to get Esquires all the time.
I used to get the Viz.
Cheap with my student loan.
I used to get the Viz. It was class.
Escorts.
Sorry.
It's got mixed up there, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm just not happy about this. And then you get poor people like Gino DeCampo, who has a little bit of crack when he's on the show. Not drugs, like, has a bit of crack with people on the shows. And he's a sex pest. The producers are encouraging him to take his clothes off and present it naked and stuff. And then everyone's laughing, but then suddenly somebody whistleblows, and then all these people come crawling back out and go, "Oh yeah, Gino tried to stick a finger up my ass."
Yeah, but he's quite an handsome lad. I bet you they were loving it.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Like, if when I do it, fair play to you. Like, you are allowed to tell the police if I try to stick my finger up your ass. You are. Because, I wouldn't do that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's never been proven, but fair play. But Gino, I mean, you'd be lucky. He's an handsome lad, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a shit. I mean...
Maybe men and women think of this differently, because, right, we'll put it in this filter, Ted, right? School teachers. If a man school teaches nonsense a kid, girl, which is wrong, right, there's L on, isn't there?
Yeah.
When a woman does it, right, to a bloke, a little boy, all of the blokes in the comments are like, my teacher didn't look like her, fucking hell, I'd have smashed her when I was a kid as well, lucky little bastard. It's not part of the same either way, is it?
That's just society, Mala.
It's just wrong, isn't it?
It's wrong.
How can you treat one pedo worse than the other?
Well, no. You shouldn't have pedo favourites.
Sexism in pedos.
Yeah.
Just wrong,
We're going to start a campaign, all pedos to be treated equally.
Equal right for pedos.
Oh, fucking hell. Speaking of
pedos,
no. I mean, your description of paedophilia there, Mala, was on point.
No, let's not do this. It kills me.
It was on point, that, Mala. Do you know what I mean? It was. What other example? What we're getting at here, ladies and gentlemen, is the lingo being used today for very remedial tasks or basic activities.
So what it is, Ted, right, is excellence has been bred out of our youngsters nowadays. So we're like. When I wanted, like, Mrs. Ferguson, when we were in the Pats, when I wanted, like to get a sweet, a mawam or whatever it was, do you remember them?
Yeah.
Like, she had them in a big jar, a big glass jar that was in the cupboard.
Yeah.
You had to do some proper class to get one, right? That you had to do some proper class to get one, right? And when I wanted to get that right, I had to, like, not show my willy under the table to people, probably. And she went, "Well done, Mala. You've gone a class without swinging your your unsheathed testicles around.
Your love hood.
And my love hood around. Go and get a Mawow." Right, and I used to get the mint ones because they were the best, the green ones. I think everyone will know that's universal. But nowadays, right, You don't, instead of them getting praise, they've just started to give themselves praise for something that's really simple. Like, oh, my eggs are banging, they're on point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Proper lush. It's an egg. It's easy to fry.
Yeah.
What do you mean your eggs are banging? And anyway, it's just an arbitrary comment because people like eggs in different ways.
Mate, you see it all the time with these people who go around like takeaway shops and they like do reviews, you know, like, oh, fucking Divvy eats food and all this type of stuff like that. And then they're like cutting into some food and they go, oh yeah, chicken, very nice, class that, like, oh, besh, on point. You know, oh, chips, gleaming. Fucking it's a parvo!
I don't know, right? These people who couldn't pass a GCSE, all of a sudden are now food experts, are
Yeah.
they? Is that the crack, is it? Because you've got a camera, because you've got your iPhone and your ability to take a little table or some takeaways. And like, which to be honest, if we have a look into some of the people that work in the takeaways, we'll probably be back on school teachers. But I'm telling you now, Ted, I'm telling you, we're not having it, are we?
No.
We're not having this use of language by kids nowadays. I get it that urban language changes,
Yeah.
right? But we don't all have to sound like South London gangsters.
Someone said to me the other day at a gig, they said, oh, Ted, your hair's sick. I'm like, what? It smells of sick.
Well, that's it there.
It
Well,
did a little bit, if I'm honest. But, yeah, what does that mean? Sick?
It means that it's very good.
Does it?
Wonderful good.
Oh, jeez,
Apparently
mate.
so. Apparently if it's sick, it's good. It's
Yeah.
class. But there's loads of them, but on point is just the one that kills me. Because, right, they're just deciding that the class... And you know what? It's because you're shit at everything. So you're just going to make the very smallest things and give yourself a win, which I like psychologically. It's a lovely principle, Ted. But it's not going to win us any world wars, is it? Stop saying your eggs are on point and get out there. Start doing press-ups because World War III's coming. There you go, Ted.
There you go. Rant over. Thank you very much, Mallet. I think that concludes. Have you got anything else you want to add?
I've got to get off, Ted.
All right.
I've got to get off.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Asda's in Dornaby, someone spotted one of them robot lads cutting around, so I'm going to get down and see if I can talk him into
Have a word.
joining our deal.
Brilliant.
All right, I'll see you later, everybody.
See you later,
Ted.
Mallet. See you later. Mallet there, he's off to kidnap or press gang a robotic delivery dog. So if anybody needs any drop-offs doing, get in touch. We can reprogram it. We can deliver everywhere, but we won't go to Billog because that's where Mikey D's operating at the minute, and he will bang us out if we do. So, yeah. Brilliant, yeah. So, but thanks for tuning into this week's show. It's been an absolute belter. Give the show a like, give the show a follow, give it a share, invite people to the page, invite people to the channel. Please spread the word. We need to grow. We need to get a revolution going here in podcast world because we're nowhere near as big as some of the other podcasters, but we're just as good. Simple as that. Dickheads. A few things we've got coming up for you. April the 4th, Friday, April the 4th, at the Warehouse Kitchen and Bar, who are the lovely sponsors of this podcast. But they don't give us anything. We might get a free Parmo every now and then, but that's about it. April the 4th, we've got a comedy night upstairs in the Hangar 7 Star Wars Bar, headlined by the brilliant John Fothergill. Then on April the 24th, at Chapel in Middlesbrough, which is a converted church, there's a comedy and curry night there. Tickets are on sale there as well. Fantastic night. And then May the 1st, oh, it's a big one over in Loftus at the Reunion Bar and Restaurant. Ugh, fucking hell. We've got the one and only Troy Hawk and Scott Bennett, double headline show. There's a waiting list. It's available now. Sign up for the waiting list. I'm going to be releasing the tickets this weekend on Saturday, the 29th of March as well. So make sure you snap them up. We've also got the brilliant local comedian James Kilvin and Kilvo hosting the show, and there's another act in the middle, Don Bailey as well. It's going to be a fantastic night. You also get pie and peas thrown in with the ticket price. So snap them up early, you big daft bell whiffs. Have a great week. As per usual, up the borough and believe. Yeah.